Hi, welcome to another edition of Talking Shit. This is a commentary on the recent events that have been occurring in our country with a young man by the name of Micheal Brown, who was gunned down by a policeman after a pursuit. An eyewitness account of the incident from one of Brown's closest friends was able to identify the officer who shot this young man in cold blood, another spiritual cousin of Travon Martin, and another incident pretty much in regards to Jordan Davis. This is ridiculous. These black young men are gunned down continuously. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on today. I'll try to cover a lot of it, including the crisis in the Middle East. Apparently, the violence and the death, and the Christians are on the run because of ISIS and the insanity of that whole region. There's still no real domestic inner structural changes in regards to Gaza and the Palestinian people being persecuted by the Israelis, although there has been a ceasefire and some sort of desire conference based on what Israel needs to continue to run that slave compound and hopefully hold off on some of the ethnic cleansing, but to keep moving along with it is very dangerous. These children and this world, and I got some comments. You know, the American society is fixated on oil, and I believe that the money that Israel is receiving should be spent on the domestic need for mental health issues in this country. Comedian Robin Williams took his own life by way of hanging himself because of depression with a belt in his beautiful home. And his wife was there, apparently, during the incident, but the dead body was not found until, I'm assuming, the next morning. We have more information coming in from that. But my whole point, bringing that up, is in America, we need some money. We need the money. We need the money that they're spending on these wars and how to keep track of the gas station in the Middle East. You know, we need to use that money to help with this mental illness in our country. There's depression, there's aggression, there's misplaced aggression. These incidents in regards to murder and suicide are just shoved aside somewhat. It's not a sense of urgency. When classrooms and communities are in danger of gunmen, and families are, horrified when they walk in on a dead body of someone who has taken their own life. Mental illness is very serious. It's not something to play around with. And we need to put some money in that research and development in regards to cures, answers, and solution. I do not believe that the money that we are sending to Israel is really used properly. And I think that we need to re-examine that. The values are skewed. President Barack Obama needs to have his hands untied by Congress and get some money moving in the right direction. If this country is so hell-bent on helping with foreign problems as much as they lack helping with domestic problems, then let's use some of that money we're sending Iraq to the border, and help the neighbors south of us with the crises of the children that are fleeing these countries because of the drug dealers and the chaos and the confusion that almost seems parallel to what goes on all over the world in regards to need for money. So I'm just really concerned about the massacres I saw going on in regards to the Gaza Strip last week. I'm concerned about ISA once again gaining ground in a situation where Jordan and other countries need to be more involved. I think the American government doesn't have enough money to constantly send Israel a welfare check. And they need to do a moral check on what the Netanyahu government is doing over there. I believe that that community where Michael Brown was killed needs money thrown at it as far as investigating how those black folk over there ain't finna fuck some shit up. They better get some justice in that motherfucker. You know, they're playing with a very dangerous fire. And thank God that nobody has mentioned anything about some sort of ground being stood, because they were fucking trying to kill these two brothers in the hood. And one of them got away and hid because this cop was a madman. Where is the backup? Where was the backup? Where was the backup? What is going on sociologically in this country and how we handle shit? You know, we need that money, Isreal. I'm sorry. You know, every once in a while when your neighbor come and borrows some sugar, you have to tell them, no, girl, because you're going to make some food your damn self. You're going to have to go buy your own sugar. You know, and I'm sorry, Isreal, but we need our money. We need that money. We need the $30 billion. You know, hell, I would even be happy if they gave $4 or $5 billion more to the Palestinians. They need sewage. They've lost their electrical power. A lot of their schools have been destroyed as a result of Israel using that region as sort of a war games theater compound. You know, Gaza, there's people who live there. So I'm saying to close, let's sort of expose ourselves to a whole different path of spending money on Israel. You know, we need money in Chicago, Illinois, to pay for the different services that are there are lacking as a result of more racial tension and stuff. You know, we need the money in our country. People are struggling. The Veterans Administration, the border and immigration. I could go on and on how all these different services are being cut and closed and finagled around with because certain state and local governments can't afford certain things. You know, the fucking money's going to Israel. We need our own money. I'm sorry, neighbor, but we need our money.